7 days. The All Blacks come on to Eden Park. Familiar names, familiar faces. Daniel Dubroca, French captain behind him, his team, Pascal Onda, Jean-Pierre Garouet, Alain Laurier. He was under a cloud with injury earlier in the year. Laurent Rodriguez, look at these men. They too, you can see, the big audience at home and their fans here are expecting big things from them, the French 15. So a very generous welcome by the Auckland crowd, a very international crowd for the two teams today. There is David Kirk, with him John Gallagher, Gary Wetton, Daniel Dubroca. It looks like for the first half the French are going to play from right to left, New Zealand the other direction. And this man will probably be the key man. He's the one that Alan Jones says will win the World Cup for New Zealand. Grant Fox from Auckland, who'll play in number 10 today. Shortly the national anthems. Team introductions first, but it really is the most marvellous occasion. And there's that aerial view from right above, bird's eye, for the first time over Eden Park.
Ladies and gentlemen, the two teams have taken the field. They will now be introduced to the patron of the New Zealand Rugby Football Union, Sir David Beattie, and the chairman of the International Rugby Board, Mr. Albert Ferras.
So that's a tribute to the host nation in New Zealand. Sir David Beattie, the patron of the New Zealand Rugby Football Union, will meet the two teams, along with Monsieur Albert Ferras, president of the International Rugby Board. So Daniel Dubroca, accompanied by Yves Noé, the French manager. These are the young men that will be playing for their rugby pride. Philippe Solar, Denis Charbet, Patrice Lagisquet, the tremendously fast French three-quarters. Franck Menel, the sturdy 5/8, Pierre Berbizier. They're doing them in number order. You notice Rodriguez, Urbani. There's Eric Schock. Look for him today. There are the three French loose forwards. They'll be hunting as a pack throughout the afternoon. Number 5, Jean Condon. Alain Laurier, number 4, the very big improver in the French team. And the front row, Ondat, Garouet, and Dubroca himself, the hooker number 2 and captain. That's Yves Noé and Sir David Beattie. At the same time, Monsieur Ferras there has met the New Zealand team players, meeting with the officials. Fox and Shelford. At the same time, you see Albert Ferras going away to the right, meeting the French team. Gary Wetton and the two brothers standing together. That's great for a tremendous moment of family pride for them, as there is indeed for all these players. This man, John Gallagher, born in London in the All Blacks in the World Cup final. John Kerwin, the big local star. John Drake, another Auckland product, of course. There's the young man, Michael Jones, one of the very big stars of 1987. Warwick Taylor from Canterbury, second 5/8 today with his rep teammate, Craig Green. Michael Jones and Warwick Taylor holding their hands against their hearts and holding the silver fern at the same time. And the New Zealand players raising their hands and applauding that tremendous version of God Defend New Zealand. And now coming up next, the haka of the New Zealanders, and the French are going to stand right up in front, and it's going to be a real challenge today. The French are going to stand up and face the haka just 10 metres away. Well, what a moment that was. The All Blacks did the haka, and you saw the Frenchmen standing up with their heads up, standing tall, just 10 metres away, and obviously accepting the challenge of the All Blacks from the haka today. Well, I've heard of a dog on the field, but this time we have a rooster on the field at Eden Park before the Rugby World Cup final. So, one of the great traditions of France on a rugby field in New Zealand, and it's just lightened the tension just a wee bit, Earl Curtin.
Yes, it was an incredible performance. Those New Zealanders clapping the crowd. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before at a test, Keith.
Marvellous moment. And here's the 37-year-old Queenslander, Kerry Fitzgerald, who will have the honour and privilege of refereeing today's Rugby World Cup final, the first in the history of the game. And really, after all that, it's, I guess, you have to hope that everyone will step back and just take a memory shot, a mental photograph, if you like, of this moment, so that they can remember the day they watched the first ever Rugby World Cup final. The All Blacks will play with the advantage of the sun in the first half. You can see the shadows are late, long, on the shortest day, the biggest day in rugby world history. The beginning of the first ever Rugby World Cup final, and number 10 kicks to number 10, Fox to Maynell. Well, Earl Curtin, what sort of a game are you expecting this afternoon?
Well, I think the battle's going to be at the end of the line-out against the French and in the front row and the forwards, and it's whether our solid midfield can hold the French. A brilliance, really, of Charvet and of Salah.
Eric Champ jumping against Michael Jones at the back. Fitzpatrick not testing them. Tap ball for New Zealand, but it wasn't straight. Now the tremendous battle in the front row here. The French team collectively have 3 times as much test experience, and collectively they're 20 years older than the New Zealand front row. But my word, what a struggle it'll be. Number 9, Pierre Berbizier. Serge Blanco, number 15. Earl Curtin, what was the verdict from the first scrum?
Well, I thought France looked very strong, and it's a real battle up front. Garaway would be the best tight head in the world, and it's going to be really interesting to see how far McDowell's come on since last year, where he played differently in France.
In the first minute, Sean Fitzpatrick throws a one for Kirk, but it was again a knock-on, I think, at the line-out, and it's New Zealand ball into the scrum. Let's see how they go on their own loose head for the first time. Of course, in any game, there's the initial settling down period. New Zealand are down in French territory. They'll be wondering about the first penalty, which way it's going to go. This is within Fox's territory. Away to Fox. Here comes the first test for Blanco. He's gone the run. Oh, and then it bounced. And it's out in the corner. I think Serge Blanco thought it went out in goal, but the touch judge on the far side, Brian Anderson, said it was out in play. Pierre Berbizier to throw. New Zealand on attack. Short line out called. Taken in by Jean Condom. Back this time to Blanco. And he looks pretty relaxed under all that pressure.
Well, that was obviously the tactic for the afternoon, or should I say for the first part of this game, was to pump it up back into that blindside spot. And that was a good kick by Fox. Exactly what the All Blacks wanted.
Trying it down the back. On the New Zealand side, Murray Pearce. That's the goal line. Referee signaling to the centre. There could be offside play. What's he saying? Referee Fitzgerald made a gesture towards the backs. You see them up very flat there, 12 and 11, Lajiske and Chavez. But it's a good attacking position again for David Kirk. Shelford, it's the left-o move. France have counted with 4 men there. Kirk, open side, Fox. It's coming for Bibizier. Well, Pierre Bibizier will be one of the key men in the French team today. He's right over the back there. He's the director of play. Not only is the halfback, but he's, of course, the man who throws in at the lineouts.
Notice the blocker at halfback for France, present in this lineout.
So even on New Zealand's throw, the French are playing Daniel Dubroca at halfback, and Bibizier steps in as the kind of hooker policing the 5-metre area. It's there for Kirk. No. So New Zealand put in again. That's interesting. Earl, just a slight variation on the French positioning at lineouts.
Well, no, it's really that what they're intending to do is throw it long, normally to Sham, or hope they're getting a bounce off, and Dubroca is going to be the driving, burrowing forward to take it off the back and wind and create second phase play.
Pascal Ondat on the near side with the headband to the right against John Drake. Shelford, inch by inch. Nice ball for Kirk. Fox, skip pass, Stanley. 22 metres line away to the right.
Passing still a bit laboured, though. He should have got that away. That was a good ruck ball, but they're coming up very flat, and it's frightening the New Zealand backs from being more relaxed and firing it along the back line, as I felt they should have then.
You see Pascal Ondat there. He's never played in a losing French team in the front row. He's playing his 10th international today. Bibizier onto Shelford. It's a bit untidy at the moment for New Zealand. This is Dominique Ebani. Pearce and New Zealand going back. Alan Wetton to Gallagher, got for the first time. Encouraging applause there for the New Zealand fullback, John Gallagher. There is a player down, getting his boots fixed over to the back, but he's okay. And a near side lineup. Bibizier to throw. Ondat at the front, McDowell to the left, then Pearce against Laurier. Kirk finds Fox nicely. Taylor, Stanley on the crash ball. And Franck Meynell, number 10, was pretty handy in the tackle. He's a big man at 88 kilograms, and that's nearly 14 stone. And he made the stopper on Stanley. Kerwin, first chance with Lajuske. They've got men in defence, the French, in abundance at the moment. Kirk, Fox, skip pass, Stanley, Gallagher up, Green! 14 is Didier Camberabero. Eight minutes gone in the game. We haven't had a penalty yet, so we're starting to look as though we're not going to get an early penalty to either side in the game.
It's good news though, isn't it?
On the French 22 metres line. That's Laurent Rodriguez, number 8 for France. Champ is number 6. Herbani, number 7. Between the three of them, they're the three giraffes, they say, in the back row of the French pack. A very big, tall man. Rodriguez, 6 feet 3.5, 1 metre 91. Champ, 1 metre 96, 6 feet 5. Herbani, the same, 6 feet 5, 1 metre 95. And that's a very relaxed looking Serge Blanco back at fullback. You know, this man is just 28 years of age, and this is his 56th international. From the fullback, 20 tries he scored in the blue of France. Tap ball for Kirk. That's awkward to clear. Fox, you know, things aren't going well really in the New Zealand backline yet. That's Michael Jones. Oh dear. Going backwards. The French have it for the first time. Chauvet, Lajuske. Chauvet kicking through again. Jones. Craig Green. It's a big kick. Blanco. Okay, Earl Curtin, untidy play for New Zealand. What's that all about?
Oh, it's just bad ball, and they're pouring through the lineouts. They haven't settled down yet, the New Zealand forwards. I'm sure they'll go better than that. But they're infringing the French. The French are diving through and not actually going for the ball in the air.
Better tap ball that time. Kirk the hoist. Blanco coming forward. So too is Taylor. Referee's gone. Referee's whistle's gone, and Taylor was in front, so we're back for the French put in at the point of the kick. Warwick Taylor, a real specialist in their follow through. Babizier, straight pass to the left winger, Patrice Lajuske. And we've got two very good sets of defence here at the moment. Gary Wetton gave very rough treatment to Babizier's jersey. And that's Didier Camberabero, who can't stop that one at a touch.
Lineouts are still very untidy though. There's a lot of pressure going on from Shom off the end. Shom is really attacking Fox off the end of the lineout.
5 lineouts to 1. New Zealand are dominating the early possession, but as you heard from Earl Curtin, it's not good ball as yet for David Kirk. Shorter, faster one to Jean Condon. It's 20 metres out, and there you see Jones getting into Champ. There is Michael Jones, very talented and brilliant flank forward off the back of the lineout. And probably in form, he and Champ would be the two leading players in that position. And there is Eric Champ. Different shape altogether. He's taller, rangier than Michael Jones, but my word, what a player he is.
He's actually getting down for the ball on the floor too, as you notice. Dan bent very easily and scooped it up. But he's hovering perilously close to being offside at the end of that lineup.
So New Zealand have been on attack in the first 12 minutes of this game. Fox, he's left Taylor out 3 times now. John Kerwin. Gallagher. Philippe Salah took the ball out. But there he is, the darling of the Auckland crowds in terms of back play. Jones in the forwards, Kerwin in the backs. And that was a good, strong surge and a good contest between Kerwin and Lajuske.
Yes, Lajuske was prepared to jump on his back, wasn't he?
Sid Dubroca, you see back at half-back, while Babizia throws.
I always worry about a halfback throwing in, Keith. I always believe they haven't got a big enough hand for it. I think that was a case where it did slip off the end of his.
13 minutes gone in the Rugby World Cup final. New Zealand have been in French territory all the way so far. Kirk. Oh, that's the little move that they do so well together. Now, isn't that the one that's got the naughty French word as the code name? I think it is. That's the one they pulled against the Wallabies at Dunedin last year, and Kirk scored the try. But there's a free kick now to New Zealand. And that's a technical offence with regard to the formation of the line-out. No penalties yet in the game, but this is the free kick now. Fox, he must be in position here for the drop kick. David Kirk wants to find the mark at the 15-metre mark. He can take it back as far as he likes along that line. He doesn't have to kick it over the line like as with a penalty. And he's very close to Grant Fox. It's going to be the snapshot. And that's meat and drink for Grant Fox in the All Blacks lead.
He played that very coolly. It was a good little short pass, so he couldn't drop it. Cutting down the margin for error. Well performed. Look at this.
First point on the board, 3-0 New Zealand over France. Grant Fox, midfield goal.
So early success for New Zealand after 40 minutes of play. This is the first time we've seen the French in the match down in New Zealand territory. And they're going to try and wheel it away. And there's the first penalty. French were offside at the ruck and at the maul. Remember, there are two offside lines in the maul, one where the ball is and one at the last feet. And Fox will clear. So he will be a key factor in the game. He's on Eden Park, where he's played so many times before, Grant Fox, and he's averaging nearly 22 points per game. Yeah, Barney didn't get his hands to it, but it wasn't a knock on.
Yes, I think with this sun now, which is quite strong, if I were Fox, I think I'd be pumping it up in between Canberra and Blanco and try and create some indecision out wide there.
Instead, it's a high one to Blanco and Salah. Oh, the French have got in the way there and stopped the New Zealanders getting to the ball. The referee has his hand up. There could be a penalty. He's playing advantage. Fox, Stanley, Gallagher up. Green! And I think he would have awarded a penalty there against Philippe Salah for obstruction on the catcher, but instead he elected with the signal to let play run. And Craig Green couldn't quite get the pass, the straight arrow pass to put him in for the try. All the ball is coming New Zealand's way. Another drop kick from Fox. Lajuske and Kerwin. Oh, there's 7 black shirts there. Jones. Try for Michael Jones. Well, this time last year in Auckland, the whole town was talking about the Jones boy. A year later, the whole world is talking about the Jones boy, and he scores the first try in the Rugby World Cup final. Here it came, a bit of a scramble near the line from Laszewski's little faux pas, and Jones is in.
It was interesting here to note too that Blanco had a fair go at Jones and allowed him to move. Bad tackling by the fullback. That was a desperate tackle. Blanco should have bowled him there and lost him. Mind you, a few do lose Jones, don't they?
Fox to kick, and what ice-cold brain there must be inside Michael Jones. He didn't dive over the line. He was still thinking, even going for the try. He went around a few meters closer to the post for Fox's conversion. Fox's conversion makes it 9-0, and have a look at Michael Jones here. First of all, at Laszewski, the ball spinning on the ground like a ping-pong ball, and then finally, Michael Jones snapping it up from Alan Wetton. But look, his head is up, he's thinking. He doesn't just dive for the line. He brings it in a few meters more to make the kick an easier one for his teammate.
There's one other interesting feature in that too, was the fact that it was a marvellous bit of work, the pressure that Kerwin applied on Laszewski.
So the French are down by 9 points to 0, but let's have a look at history. The French were down 9-0 in the Five Nations against Wales. They were down 9-0 against England. They were down 8-0 against Ireland. They won all those games. They were down 9-0 against Australia last weekend, and they won that game as well. So this game is not all over yet, even though the All Blacks play outside that 6-point gap, which means the French have got to score more than twice to win or to get the lead. Oh, lovely work by the French backs. Sharpest number 6. Bebizier, Menel, Salah. Midfield outside the 22. Rodriguez. Bebizier, Laszewski, Chabet, Blanco up from fullback. Here come the French, back at the All Blacks.
Well, that's what we expect. Once they get down 9-0, points down, they then start to run. And this is the time New Zealand are going to have to really plough into their tackles.
Look at the French backs. They're way out in attacking formation. They have such brilliance there. Anything can happen. They're making the drive up first with the 3 loose men. Now here it comes. Menel, Chabet, Salah. Jones scragged him.
But it looks ominous. The French backs are taking up a formation whereby they're going to split and dance in the middle.
What a great man he is, Eric Schomp, 25 years of age. Nervous cigarettes, fingernail biting in the French camp. 21 minutes gone in the first half, and there he is, one of the most improved players in world rugby, Alain Laurier. Behind him, Condon, Urbani at the back with his hand up. Kirk, Fox, Alan Wetton. Now the whistle is gone. Forward pass, I think, out there in the backs. Interesting contest between Jones and Schomp. They really are fighting for the heavyweight championship of flank forward play this afternoon, Kirk.
Yes, they won't give a yard. They won't step back one pace even. And they're trying to turn the scrum, and they're crabbing.
Rodriguez, Schomp, that's the combination. Well, one of those New Zealanders looked like he could have been offside, but let's have a look at Rodriguez on the charge again. Bebizier, number 5 is Gary Wetton. And that's Franck Menel caught by Jones. Look at the fast hands. Elijah Scan midfield. The French are on the retreat here.
Those grand driving tackles. It was good stuff by New Zealand.
So there is a man down, Alain Laurier. And he's taken a bump on the head by the looks of it. The French doctor is on the field. Tremendously improved player, Laurier. He's the only player in the French team who comes from a second division club. He plays for a little place called Aix-les-Bains. So a moment of anxiety for Laurier. They really had some worries about this man during the week. He had the hamstring bother from the earlier match, the semi-final. And this is Francis Ager, who's the oldest man in the Rugby World Cup. And he's going to warm up in case Laurier has to come off. .22.5 minutes gone. So much of the ball that New Zealand's had in abundance has been untidy, and the two captains, the two hookers, Captain Dubroca and hooker Fitzpatrick, just squaring up there.
Yes, they're not happy about what's going on in the front row, because he'll be tough, I can tell you.
Rodriguez, Blanco up. Shot. Berbizier. Denis Chavez, not a good pass, but he's trying to free the ball. That's Franck Menel. It's there for the French. Good, well-tailored ball. Chavez. Gallagher's the catcher. Didier Camberabero made the tackle. Line-out count is 9-3 to New Zealand in cleanly won ball. Berbizier. Dubroca. That's not very far away. Just away to the left is the corner flag. And France pressurising the New Zealand line for the first time.
New Zealand thought they were going to spin it to their backs then, the way they lined up, and they shot the short side.
Someone said that the only thing predictable about the French today would be their unpredictable rugby. Berbizier, France on attack, 24 minutes gone. New Zealand scrum was smashed at that one. Rodriguez, Menel, Chavez, Lagisquet. Oh, Kerwin in for the big stop on Patrice Lagisquet. Wow, that was a little test in itself. Lagisquet against Kerwin. That's a second test, if you like. They went the other way with Kerwin with the ball before, and Kerwin was good enough to make a bruising stop on this man, Patrice Lagisquet.
Yes, I think he wanted to make it hurt then when he hit him.
New Zealand still in defence. Lagisquet has it near halfway. See the way they've got around behind him, so they can pass the ball. Oh, fast hands! Craig Green, whistle's gone. Whistle's gone. Knock on by Craig Green. Ominous the way the French are getting back real fast. Did you think that was a knock-on, Hill?
No, I thought they knocked it. I thought he actually spewed it out of his hands as he got tackled. I thought that was rather technical.
New Zealand lead by 9-0. Michael Jones has scored the only try so far. Berbizier. Blanca, that's a nice move. Winger up as a decoy. Fullback as well. Well, one of the forwards was in front of the kick forward by France. So it's a clearance from New Zealand. France have not yet received a penalty. 3 penalties to nil. And there's a big strike back by Grant Fox.
Of course, the wind is helping Foxy here. It's a gentle breeze.
Remember, these pictures at the moment beaming worldwide by satellite to over 100 million rugby viewers. There's the first penalty in the ball game to France for a line-out infringement by the New Zealand jumpers. The jumpers can cross the imaginary line of touch, but those in support of the jumpers cannot. No shots at goal yet by France. It's clouding over. We may have some rain in the final. You can see it's a bit dark there at the moment. Quite cool. Temperature's just above 12 degrees. Fox. Shot got him. Stanley again on that crash ball. It's a setup, really. Buck Shelford. Bebizier. A fight away to the left. The forwards have squared off to each other. You can see the forwards coming in a little slowly from the right there. There was a bit of a square off between 4 or 5 of them, but no punches thrown. Shot. Jones. Well, it's bone-crushing stuff in there. Amazingly, there are a few stoppages, and it's a New Zealand player at the back. Jones has taken a bump. Sean Fitzpatrick as well. Tough stuff. There's Alan Jones, the Australian coach, doing his radio commentary for Radio 2UE today, and part of a very big network of radio stations taking this World Cup final today. Left in the first half. New Zealand leading by 9-0. David Kirk, the All Black captain, away to Grant Fox. Big run here coming in from Blanco. Hey, they found a good space there between Canberra and Blanco.
Because that's the space they should be heading for, but they also provided a lovely dummy just after a screen. Gallagher came up on the right of that scrum, that is the blind side, to create the dummy, and it certainly held Blanco in close and left him with a big gap to kick into. Good tactics, good thinking.
Well, the All Blacks have won 4 times as much line-out ball in this game as the French. And that's a wild pass from Kirk to Green to Alan Wetton. 15 metres out. The drop kick could be on here. Penalty, and hello. The boot went in from Pascal Ondar, and he's been spoken to by the referee. Now, the boot went in. It was a stop from Pascal Ondar. The referee had already penalised France, so it could be another 3 points. Anxious faces from the French camp. This is Philippe Salah. He's the injured player. Now, let's look at the referee. And I think that is... le dernière fois for Pascal Ondar, the last chance for him, the last time, because that was a stomping in there on the man, and the referee Fitzgerald saw it. Tough stuff in the World Cup final.
Salah is hurt. Right. It'd be a shame for France with this man left.
the French doctor, Jean Pen, watching anxiously from the sideline. That looks like it could be a muscle problem for Philippe Salah. So Grant Fox, fantastic performance. 112 points before today in Test rugby, up to 117 now. New Zealand record is 207 in the Test career by the great Don Clark. And I think Grant Fox has already shown us in his brief Test career that he's as good a goal kicker, if not better, than the legendary D.B. Clark. Well, that could have given New Zealand an even dozen, but it's slid away to the side. Still 9-0. 9 minutes to play in the first half. Well, we've had that classic situation where 2 balls are on the field, so different players kick them both off. So now we have to go and find a new one, says Serge Blanco. And look at that, a little kick-off from the 22. They are thinking all the time, the French. Camberbero, halfway. Oh, look at that. Fingertip control from John Gallagher, and what a clearance.
Well, there was grand play by John Gallagher. Took it on the edge of his fingers, turned round, and then cleared terribly well. It's the touchline.
So Pascal Ondat to De Broca. You see the way the French hooker joins. They like to drive it. They don't really run line-out ball first time. That's why De Broca's there. He's not a passer, of course. Rodriguez, now they may run it. No, still in for the charge. It's pattern stuff, isn't it? That's Franck-May now. Berbizier. Chauvet, fast hand, Salah. Didier Camberbero. Denis Chauvet. And it's Buck Shelford and Serge Blanco.
This is the football you love to see. Once they're down, France have to run it, and they do. And they start opening it up and breaking it up is what they're really trying to do. And they're driving in very well off the edges of these rucks and balls, committing New Zealand backs to the fray, which means that men down gives them an overlap on the outside, and that's exactly what they're chasing.
So the injured man is Serge Blanco. He's on his 4th tour of New Zealand. He's been to this famous ground a number of times before. He's played against the All Blacks 8 times. He didn't play in the famous Bastille Day game in 1979. He played in 84 here. But Blanco is okay. There's the score, 9 ahead. The home team, the All Blacks. 7 minutes left in the first half. David Kirk will be delighted with the line-out count at 14-4, although probably not with the quality of some of that ball is received. See the gesture from referee Fitzgerald there, not 5 metres. The ball must be thrown in 5 metres. It's a good French scrum, Shelford away. serious penalty there. I think Babizier was offside for going right around the scrum. He was on the other side of the put in, but however, that's another one for New Zealand in the penalty count. They're ahead as well. There is Pierre Babizier, the director of play, they call him, in the French team. Babizier, Lasgisquet is out there. Well, this is interesting. A Frenchman warming up, Jean-Baptiste Lafont. That may be because of the condition of Philippe Salah. Referee Kerry Fitzgerald calling out 500 centimetres there, because that's the gap that you must have between the players. That's the official gap in the law book. And that is a great kick from a tight corner by David Kirk.
And Blanco's very annoyed with Lasgisquet, giving him heaps for not taking that ball in the air and waiting for the bounce.
So just 4 men in the line-out. France in big defence here, down by 9-0. Goal line right behind. And the touch judge has his flag out. And that may be for some vigorous rucking by the New Zealand team. And Gary Wetton being called out. Well, Wetton was penalised for his actions in there. Looks pretty relaxed about it. And it's a chance for France to clear.
I thought that was a very unfair penalty. That Frenchman went in on the wrong side of that ruck and deliberately went down to kill the ball and stop it coming back on the New Zealand side. And New Zealand took rucking action rather than stomping. And I thought it the most unlucky penalty.
Great take by Alan Wetton. That's the specialist throw-in from Fitzpatrick to Alan Wetton. Short and flat, just above the heads of the other jumpers. Fox, Taylor. Kerwin trying to get in the game there for a while. That's the 22. Kerwin! Fitzpatrick. Knock on by Sean Fitzpatrick. Well, Earl, coming up to half-time. What are your thoughts? New Zealand up by 9. Is it enough?
Yes, I think it is, and I think they're getting better too. I think they're gradually putting it together and driving into the French. The French have got to really do something absolutely phenomenal and brilliant now to pull themselves out of the fire. And that means they're going to have to run it. And they're going to have to run some bad ball too. And I don't think they're winning enough ball on the line-outs really to be able to do it.
Here it is that time, John Kirwan making the strong burst. The breakdown came with a knock-on by Fitzpatrick. Scrum. French in defence. Babizier. Oh, he's thrown it away! But Michael Jones was offside. Just too quick out of the blocks, I think, that time, Jones. Could be that Pierre Babizier is under a bit of a cloud. He has a limp as well. Framed under a rainbow in the Rugby World Cup final as half-time approaches. Babizier to Franck Meynell. And that's half-time in the Rugby World Cup. New Zealand have dominated in the first 40 minutes, and they lead at the break by 9 points to 0.
There comes a time for home handymen when your old power tools just aren't good enough for those special projects. Which is why Makita have introduced Home Tech for handymen. Makita Home Tech, a superior range of power tools with real quality, more reliability, and priced just right. Look for the Makita Home Tech range for handymen who want tools, not toys.
You're one tough customer, and in these tough times, you want a truck that's tough. Nissan Navara. Built tough to take the rough with the smooth. Good-looking tough. When you're talking trucks, talk tough. Talk Nissan. Talk Navara. It's tough on the rest. Nissan Navara.
If you want guaranteed suction and reliability in a vacuum cleaner, this is the brand to buy. Tellus. It's fair trading on vacuum cleaners. Trade in now and Tellus dealers will give you $50 minimum on a Tellus and $30 on any other cleaner when you buy Tellus. The vacuum cleaner with a 5-year motor guarantee, a nozzle that cleans twice with every pass, and a hose that bounces back when squashed. Good reasons why you should buy Tellus.
And you'll be looking in the yellow pages for your nearest Tellus dealer.
Trade your vacuum on the new Tellus now.
Read the typing pull request for the Xerox memory writers. Your reply.
Thank you, Peabody.
Your decision, CM, to buy the cheaper Kamakuza range may upset the girls somewhat.
They'll see reason, Peabody. I shall tell them, personally.
The new Xerox range of electronic memory writers. Can you afford not to have Xerox?
Xerox, Peabody? Well, it can't do any harm just to take a look at them. Rather quickly.
We'll beat the Scots, do the Aussies, thrash the Welsh, and crush the Frogs, 'cause we've a flair and commitment to take us to #1. We are painting our home with every glass. It's our home paint, it's our own paint, get it together, take the pass. Anybody, our paint, demand it.
Monier's got style that stands out a mile. He's got the profiles, he's got miles of styles. Montier is Top Cat and Roofing. The cat's the lead, it's Top Cat in a roofing. So come on, all you cats. Montier says get where it's at. And Montier is Top Cat and Roofing. Montier is Top Cat.
Excise tax on new vehicles is coming down, but manufacturers are not obliged to reduce prices. However, one manufacturer, Mitsubishi Motors, has not only instructed its dealers to pass on those tax savings right now, it is also throwing in a celebration bonus for the month of June. This adds up to major savings on all new New Zealand assembled Mitsubishi cars and light commercials purchased in June. At your Mitsubishi Motors dealer, the signs are going up, the prices are still coming down.
Rugby World Cup action continues with live coverage presented in association with National Mutual.
Back live from Eden Park in Auckland. A tremendous afternoon, a sunny day. We've been blessed with a fine afternoon. And you can see that the sun may play a role in the second half as the World Cup comes down to its last 40 minutes of play. New Zealand are leading by 9 points to 0. Michael Jones scored a try. Grant Fox had a conversion and a dropped goal. And New Zealand dominated the possession in the first half, winning 17 lineouts to 6. So Franck Meynell begins the second 40 minutes of the Rugby World Cup final. And John Gallagher doesn't find his touch. There's a lot of bandages on this French team. A new one on Serge Blanco's leg, but it's a high kick. Stanley let it go. Now he's knocked it from the French side. Lagisquet to Laurier. You see he's got a new bandage in the half-time break around his leg. Berbizier we don't think is 100% as well. Now the French may be down by 9-0, but remember this man, the player they call Le Patron, the boss of the French team. He's not the captain, he's the boss. Slightly different, he runs the things, the director of play. And they've been down by 9 points in 4 internationals in 1987 and have won them all. So let's see if they can do it again this afternoon.
Coming black! Coming black! Coming! Coming!
Berbizier. Oh, a big looping ball out to Blanco. Lovely to Camberabero. But John Kirwan covered beautifully in defence. The crowd can sit down again. No score for the French, saved by John Kirwan.
Well, the French have obviously given the signals that they're going to attack.
There's the French coach, tiny little man of only 5 feet 3 inches tall, Jacques Pourou. Must be taken by Laurent Rodriguez. Berbizier, long pass to Meynell. High ball to test Gallagher. Chauvet and Gallagher. That's Warwick Taylor, number 12, to Jones, who was there. Kirk. And a good, efficient defensive pattern by New Zealand in the last 2 plays.
Yes, it was good defence, but it was good line-out ball by France too. They really swallowed it up. Beautiful drive in the line-out and freed it very easily to their backs.
It's a tough game of rugby. The best expression, really, of international football. A charge down. Berbizier, Dominique Urbani, number 7.
They've been putting pressure on Kirk all day, really. They're putting a lot of pressure on him. They've singled him out.
There is Kirk with Berbizier, to number 9. Shelford, number 8. Oh, chance here for the French. Against Shelford. And it's amazing to think that in the first moments of the second half, France are going to have their first shot at goal. Here's Didier Camberabero. His secret was out today, the fact that we knew, those of us who looked at a few papers last year in magazines, that he was completely bald last year, and the young man lost his confidence apparently when his appearance went that way, but he's has a hair transplant and a hair piece, and his confidence returned. He's striking the ball beautifully, back in the French 15, feels good about his appearance. So here he is, Didier Camberabero. Pressure kick. You could see the agonizing of the young man, but it went through, and the trickle applies for the first time at 9-3.
Well, that's what they say. You must score in the first 10 minutes in big matches. That was a crucial time for France to score 3. New Zealand have got to plough it back now up into that French 25 and lock them in a corner and never let them out.
to Alain Laurier. Gary Wetton coming a little slowly there to that ruck. Just outside the 22 as light rain falls. Shelford nicely laid back for David Kirk. Away to Fox. He's kicked that one too far. And a penalty though. A penalty to New Zealand back on the 22. The French were up offside. Referee Kerry Fitzgerald gives New Zealand a chance to put more points on the board, ruling against the French inside backs.
This is what Alan Jones mentioned at a luncheon yesterday when he was speaking, that the referees must be strong on the backs being offside because it absolutely stultifies back play and therefore spectator enjoyment.
Here it is, we'll see if we can see it. It looks like it was against Franck Meynell. In fact, that time, Earl, it was just a fractional decision, I believe, looking at the replay.
Yes, I think he turned around and saw that he'd actually thought he'd gone early. It was more judgment rather than actual, I think, on the part of the referee.
Grant Fox and New Zealand extend up to 9 points ahead again, 12-3. So the first 10 minutes of the second half coming to an end. It's been said before that the first 10 minutes of the second half are a vital time span in a game. Both sides have scored a penalty each since half-time. This is Grant Fox, who now has 8 points for New Zealand in the game. Well, the wind is blowing directly down to that corner on the right there, so that's not a bad return for Grant Fox to kick back to 30 metres left. Taken in by Pascal Ondat. That's Jean-Pierre Galloway. Bebizier to Rodriguez. Dubroca, the captain, and they're well in control. He's put it back between his legs. Franck Meynell. The high hoist for Gallagher. Oh, nicely judged kick, but it was just a fraction too far. Drop out from the 22.
He's still on right, and Craig Green was screaming for it. And I don't think, Gallagher that is, I don't think he was prepared to risk it.
Defensive chance for New Zealand. Fox again. He's kicked the ball a lot in the last 5 minutes. For goal and for position.
Kirk is exhorting his men now to pour it on and keep it down there as well he might.
There's the little New Zealand captain in his 16th international. He let that one bounce, but it's bounced nicely for him. Grant Fox getting into play halfback, but here comes Kirk. Referee Fitzgerald policing the offside line, you see. Here the crowd giving the black paws the heaves call. Drake moving it around now, it's the rolling ball. And the offside number 9 for Bizier looks as close to being offside to me.
I thought at one stage it was Morgan Bizier offside too. It was good driving by the New Zealand forwards, good control.
Well, he looked offside to me, but Bizier, he was hanging around well ahead of the last foot in the ruck. There he is. Not in straight. You see, the All Blacks do have a wee bit of an advantage with the language there. The referee goes in and says, take it easy. I guess that's very much a down-under term.
Out of your picture now, the All Black backs are lined out very deep.
Kirk. Green, nice kick ahead. Oh, Blanco, the big soccer kick. Clears it away. Well, they call him the Pele of French rugby. And that was really struck hard. But what a good kick by Blanco, number 15. Well, I haven't heard cheering like this for the All Blacks for years. Crowd giving them the big encouragement here. Loose ball, Jones very close to scoring, but it was knocked forward. By the way, that's been a contest between Jones and Shop. Okay, what's on here, Il? Blanco kicks and clears.
I think that draws on.
Okay, New Zealand ball, what's on here?
Well, I think they'll wind it off the back this time if they can, but they're worried about Wetton getting enough ball at the back, but I'd be winding it off the back and into Maynell.
Kirk calls it, Fitzgerald throws it, these are the big men. Fitzpatrick throws it, these are the big men that have to get it. Shelton. So there it is. New Zealand ahead on the scoreboard. You can see way in the background, 12-3. What a marvellous day. Kirk, shot, got it. Knock on. Eric Shop, brilliant French player, already been called one of the great players in the game of all time.
He's really sneaking through the lineouts. He's giving a torrid time to Kirk. And Guare and McDowell are having a tremendous battle here on this side too. Watch it.
14 minutes gone, second half. Shelford off, not far to go. Not far to go at all. Kirk! No halfback. A hooker though. But that is an indication of the desperate situation. And the touch judge has his flag out. There was a little aimless boot went in. I don't think it was a big one from Dubroca.
No, it was a tap, but he still put the tap in. He gave it a bit of scarper, as we say.
suddenly Daniel De Broca is speaking beautiful English down there. And watch this again, number 2 De Broca, and just a little nudge under the arm of Fitzpatrick, and that was extremely unnecessary and stupid for Daniel De Broca. A penalty for New Zealand, I think. So there now is an injury, I think. Well, that was silly, wasn't it, Earl?
It's just crazy giving away points like that, particularly when you're the captain. And it was all over because he was out. And it was only a wee tap, too.
Well, this is interesting. I'll be very keen that Kirk stays on, being the leader who's come all the way with the New Zealand team. There's the man who must be watching anxiously every injury and bump on David Kirk, Bruce Deans of Canterbury, reserve halfback. Hasn't had a moment in the World Cup match. Now we've got the rooster on the field again. Well, it might be Coq au vin on the menu tonight if Fox can land this goal. So a bad mistake by the French captain, Daniel De Broca. He looks pretty angry about the way things are going at the moment. He was pushing at his forwards before at one of the scrums. Franck Meynell restarts with New Zealand out now by 12 points. And for the French to win from here, they'll have to play at their very best. The very best of their brilliant attacking talents. Now, although New Zealand has that lead, I think we all know that the French could do that.
Well, they're about the only side in the world that could against the All Blacks. As we've seen before, they've got very close to them in the second half, and a lot of sides they do play. Ireland, for instance, they came from behind.
What a marvellous game Sean Fitzpatrick, number 2, is having. Made his debut against France last year for the baby All Blacks. Almost 1 year ago already, he's playing his 4th international against the French 15. Babizier, Franck Meynell, Denis Charvet. Meynell is through. Oh, and a good tackle by Jones. Gallagher. Gary Wetton. Kirk. Fox charged down and straight up in the air.
Tight football, lots of mistakes. Taylor's down on the ground now. He got hurt with that switch that Charvet and Salah did on that move, the last French movement.
I wonder if this is the same problem that Taylor had before. Bernie McCahill. He replaced him in the match at Scotland, against Scotland, and so McCahill disappears downstairs to warm up. Taylor was involved with just in the little block on Meynell, and he had that injury all the week of the preparation for the semi-finals. Neil Hamilton in there checking it through, and I think Hamilton seems to think it's reasonably okay. Local Auckland player Bernie McCahill. But Warwick Taylor seems okay. Minutes gone, second half. New Zealand leading the Rugby World Cup final by 15 points to 3. The All Blacks driving in low to that ruck, you see that. The French are up high. Listen to Kirk. Excellent play by the New Zealand forward pack. Every New Zealand kid playing the game could take a note of the low body position with their heads bent over below their waist, driving into that ruck. And look at the way they took the French team back.
And Kirk was exhorting him and encouraging him to do nothing else but keep on driving. Psychologically, it's marvellous for forwards to go through like that.
Shop and Jones, what a great struggle they've had at the back there. It's a real 50-50 game, those two.
But notice Shom again went in on the wrong side, I'd say, of that ball too. He had a look at the referee too to see if he could see it.
Jean-Pierre Galloway on the near side. Gives Steve McDowell in the front rows in the second half. Blanco waits. Too much black power at the moment for the French team.
This is just too much concerted effort. And that's what they've been doing right throughout this World Cup, going as a pack. And they're a lot tighter now than they were in the first half. Let's hope they don't leave gaps in this line-out now.
15 metres out from the French goal line. Jones came up the line there to make the jump. Now that's unusual. Taylor now. Stanley again. He's gone for the crash ball all day. Kirk, Fox, Jones, Kirk, David Kirk. Look at the spot, David Kirk. Away to Fox and then Kirk in support. Jones had a hand in it too, then the little rolling pass inside, and the All Black captain makes his day. Tremendous stuff from Kirk, Fox, Jones and Kirk again, staying in support, but really the big build-up has come in the last 5 minutes with some bullying play by the All Black forwards, and they've broken the French open with that try.
The angle here is showing where Salah and the injuries actually occurred by the two Frenchmen running into one another. Just after here, you'll see Kirk go down, look at these two Frenchmen crash over their legs. And De Brock has been hurt in that tumble.
David Kirk, well, he's the happy captain at the moment. There is Daniel Dubois. He's not so happy at 19-3 with the kick to come.
I was just about to say that Kirk, they've taken the wrong option by feeding it back, Jones. Because Gallagher, they had a two-man overlap outside too.
And the signs were there in the last few moments with this tremendous forward power coming in from the New Zealand team. David Kirk's leadership, the arguments don't really hold up when he scores tries like that. That's his 6th try in international play, and I think the New Zealand public have got to remember that really he was only the 3rd choice New Zealand captain when you think that Jock Hobbs retired and then Dalton had the injury. But what a tremendous moment for him to score a try in the World Cup final after captaining the team in every game. The game's not over yet. Kirk's back in the play and through. Oh, it took a strong blow. Kerwin. Oh, I don't believe it. Kirk has scored. Kerwin has scored. Surely been a noise like the one at the moment from Eden Park. And they started cheering for this run by David Kirk. Look at the way he left them all behind, including his own teammates. He had nowhere to go. He got crunched very heavily by two of them. Then quick dispatch from Shelford to Kerwin, and Kerwin fended off the attentions of Babizier and Salah and was over for a try. John Kerwin's gone right back down in that corner, and they're giving him the big standing O down there. Look at that for John Kerwin. Amazing scenes. 20 points the All Blacks now lead by.
It was a great break by Kirk.
Two tries in 3 minutes, and the lead is now 20 points to New Zealand. John Kerwin. Let's look at that run again from the end on. The man was running like crazy, and then he got crunched heavily. The loose ball. Look at Buck Shelford. What a good pickup and dispatch. An excellent fend by Kerwin, and the big guy was over. It was his 11th try in his 19th test. John Kerwin. So we're coming back for the scrum instead. So there they are, the New Zealand front row that toiled so manfully there against the French. Kerwin and Kirk again up the narrow side.
Yes, that's the asset the wee man has. He's very, very quick. That's why he's so clever too when it comes to sevens. And he went under the outstretched arm of the flanker Avani to shoot that side.
Yeah, that's somebody calling out. It's going to shot. It went to Jones. Oh, a punch in there. A punch in there, according to the referee, and a penalty midfield. Well, you heard the cry from one of the New Zealand players. It's going to shot, but it didn't. Fox will kick a goal from midfield. Earl Curtin, 20-point lead to the All Blacks. Can you believe it?
No, I didn't think it would ever be as much as that. I basically thought 10, 15 points the most, but look at it here. And I think he just caught a knee going down there. I didn't see him get hit there at all.
No, it certainly didn't look like a punch, if that indeed was what referee Kerry Fitzgerald's gesture was all about. 13 minutes left in the game, and the All Blacks are pressing all the right buttons at the moment. They scored a penalty from Fox after 61 minutes. After 64 minutes, the try by Kirk. After 65 minutes, the try by Kerwin. 5 minutes later, another penalty to Fox. 14 points in the last 9 minutes. Shop again. Urbani, number 7. Berbizier, Menel, Chabet, knock on. It's all going wrong for France at the moment. Not much in the game today for Denis Chabet. He was hoping for a big performance today, Chabet. He wants to be a film star, you know, and he was hoping that a big moment in the World Cup final would help him get there. Number 12, Denis Chabet. Hello, trouble there. And I think that French getting a bit frustrated. The touch judge on the far side, Jim Fleming, has his flag out. And referee Fitzgerald's going to go and hear his story. It'll be ashamed if they do anything drastic here. Jim Fleming and Kerry Fitzgerald.
Yes, it will be, because they sorted it out. The referee had seen it all going on really right in front of his eyes. He didn't need a linesman there.
Okay, good leadership from Kirk. Now the French might not shoot the goal from here. They're going to tap it, yes. Berbizier, Dubroca. Desperate men, the two big leaders of the French side, Berbizier and Dubroca. Berbizier again. Fast hands from Menel. Shot going back, Green. Everything the French throw at the All Blacks at the moment is thrown back at them. Thrown back in their face. Alan Whitten looked a bit disappointed there. He didn't get that one. 10 minutes to go in the Rugby World Cup final of 1987. The All Blacks are leading by 26 points to 3, and that will shock the many millions of fans in France watching this telecast live. In 6 a.m. in the morning now in France. New Zealand coach Brian Lahore, I guess not yet sure that it's in the bag, but it certainly looks like it is. Fox, the classic wiper's kick. Points today for Grant Fox, keeping up the very high average.
So I think the All Blacks are scoring another 2 tries in these last 9 minutes too.
Gary Whitten got the tip. Shot onto Kirk. Fox. Taylor, number 12. Narrow side. Gallagher up. Kerwin. Fitzpatrick. Altogether too much pressure from the All Blacks. A player is down midfield. Away to the right, you'll see that Warwick Taylor is having more bother this time at the knee. Okay, Earl Curtin, I suppose we shouldn't start summarising the World Cup final, but this has been awesome from the All Blacks in the last 15 minutes.
Well, yes, I think fitness is showing, and the fact that they haven't had many injuries, and it's very much the team that they picked at the start of the World Cup series. And here's this move out here on the blind. Gallagher does well. He pokes a gap, take one man out. Kerwin straightens him up. And back it goes out there to Fitzpatrick. and he was very unlucky. He didn't have enough way on, and he's just pushed out short of the corner flag. Good movement again, good pressure by the All Blacks.
Warwick Taylor is the man down. You know, Warwick Taylor, you only look at it and say perhaps that he's not one of the great stars of All Black rugby, but you know, Warwick Taylor in 20 test matches has only been in a losing All Black team just once. And I don't think he'll be in a losing team today. It's a winning All Black performance with just 8 minutes to play. Up within the 10 metres. Babizier, shot. See how it gets stopped there? Before it can break away, let's see if they can stop this one. Blanco up. Drake was the tackler. The same penalty the other way this time. Well, some of the New Zealand crowd have been getting a bit tough here. We are at the World Cup final after all, and there was a wee bit of shy-yacking directed at Grant Fox for the decision to kick it goal. Well, those seagulls, they look a little like vultures to me, coming in over the top of the French team. And they are beaten right out of the game at 29-3 now. It's hard to see which is the white ball in those wide shots. Who would have thought, Earl, that the All Blacks would win by nearly 30 points, and they may yet win by 30 points. The French, for all their backs and their brilliance, haven't yet scored a try.
No, they haven't been able to secure that fast enough ball, and it's been great New Zealand tackling too by the New Zealand backs. They've tackled extremely well midfield.
So what future for Jacques Fouroux now? There's another little indication that Dubrocca is not a happy man. Maynell, the rain sweeping in here. There's just no way through for the French backs today. Lagisquet played out the midfield. Jones. Oh, a lovely coming by Jones. Shelford. And I think that could rather be put down to the slippery ball. It slipped away from Buck Shelford, Wayne Shelford, in the end of that movement. Joseph Tito Stanley is the injured player. Well, Elkert, have you enjoyed your first Rugby World Cup final?
Yes, I think it's been, you know, a great day. It's a great occasion. It's been a great build-up to the whole thing. The players have been really keyed up, and you're seeing a New Zealand performance which is extremely workmanlike, and I think really well and truly deserve to be in front by the points they are.
Stanley coming back. You know, not only have the French not scored a try, but they've only had one shot at goal. Rodriguez, Berbizier. Gallagher. That's not out. Schomp waits. Eric Schomp. Down goes Gallagher. He fell back quickly, but he's a tough guy. He's up and at it. Berbizier to Camberabero. Laurier. What a desperate tackle it was. And tackle ball. Laurier thought he was in for another try. He got a famous one in the semi-finals. But that was a brilliant tackle, I think, by McDowell, was it?
Yes, it was a great tackle.
Look at this again. We'll see who the tackler was. Sean Fitzpatrick. So, on the penalty, play restarting just by the 22. Shops claimed that one off the floor. Penalty for France. What will they do now? Down by 29-3. 3 minutes left in the game. Well, full marks to the French. They're going to play it. Berbizier. Things have gone wrong for them all day. New Zealand is telling Eric Schomp there's something in there. It was pretty light-hearted. It may have been a reference to the score. John Gallagher took a heavy blow there, but he seems to have recovered. France on attack. Berbizier, shot. Pierre Berbizier, Garouet, Meynell, Berbizier, and the French have salvaged something out of the Rugby World Cup final. Pierre Berbizier is over. But it's all going to be too late. It was a good bit of build-up play by the French team, but although the All Blacks were taking part, one really gets the impression that the match is over for them, and they're just playing out till stumps. Meynell charging at the line. Coming again for Berbizier. The kick is over, the game is over. The All Blacks have won by 29 points to 9. It's a 20-point victory for the All Blacks in the Rugby World Cup final of 1987.
I don't think I've ever seen the All Blacks show so much emotion at the end of the game either. Just look how much this means to them.
A fantastic ovation from the nearly 50,000 people here for New Zealand as the All Blacks have blitzed the French by 29 to 9. And although the French had the last say with that try, the match was really over after the splendid first half build-up by New Zealand, and then a cutting 9 minutes in the second half when the All Blacks rattled on 14 points. Happy faces, Gallagher, Stanley, Gary Wetton. Big, big moment for rugby as a game, and a big moment for New Zealand as a nation.
Well, they normally call All Blacks unsmiling, and even written books with titles like that. But you can just see how important this World Cup is to these fellas. They have really worked hard for 6 weeks for it, and you can see the elation and the satisfaction of victory. And a resounding victory it was too.
See there, former All Black Graham Murray, one of the organisers of the Rugby World Cup, a man who's lived there in France for a long time, and I'm sure he'll be delighted at the emphatic way the All Blacks scored their World Cup victory today. Brian Lahore there, looking pretty pleased themselves, down to greet the All Blacks, as they get up, and it was not a whitewash. That's what it was there, a blackwash for the All Blacks. Marvellous scenes. We've never seen pictures like this before from Eden Park in Auckland. And they fitted the occasion. And here comes the man, the captain of the All Blacks, David Kirk, who really put the nail in the French coffin with that telling try in the second half. And the All Blacks are heading up to receive Rugby's World Cup. Marvellous moment, Al Curtin, with these young guys. The looks of pride are there.
Yes, one of the great things, I think many old All Blacks would wish that they had a World Cup in their day, because there's obviously nothing like this ever in the history of the game in this country.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have just witnessed the climax of the month-long competition that has been the first Rugby World Cup. That month has seen 16 of the world's greatest rugby-playing nations pit their skills and courage against each other to determine a winner of the William Webb Ellis Trophy. And in the All Blacks, we have a team that have just shown the spirit required to win. There are, however, many people who justly deserve recognition for their efforts in the Rugby World Cup, and we are here now to reward their input. Members of Rugby's officialdom will present not only the William Webb Ellis Trophy, but also gold medals to the winning team and playing reserves, and to the manager, coach, and non-playing reserves go a commemorative inscribed tankard. There will also be a presentation of the KDD Trophy. I now introduce to you the Rugby World Chairman, John Kendall Carpenter.
Sir David and Lady Beattie, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. And so we've reached the end of this exciting and worthwhile journey into the unknown of rugby. We've travelled far in the last 2 years, since two great rugby unions, Australia and New Zealand, masterminded the Rugby World Cup tournament. It's been a fascinating and rewarding road to travel, enriched by the flavour of so many styles of play, an open road, unimpeded by restrictive hedgerows which can cause the game to turn in on itself for fear of losing its way, a triumphant road lined by spectators marvelling at the colourful pageantry as try has followed try that has passed their way. It's been a broad and major highway with signposts pointing to the citadel of success, now, like the handsome Webb Ellis Cup, about to be possessed by the All Blacks of New Zealand. I now declare that the 1987 International Rugby Football Board Tournament is, when my good friend Albert Ferras, the chairman of the International Board, has made the presentations, concluded.
And a great moment for rugby in New Zealand. World Cup winners. And that's a great shot. Andy Dalton, who couldn't take part in the matches, and I think there might just be a tear in the eye of Andy Dalton, who couldn't play. Marvellous moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wonder if I can just move through. David Kirk, as winning captain, would you say a few words?
Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I would like to thank a very dedicated and determined squad of 26 New Zealanders selected a month ago with only one thing in mind, to win the World Cup. I'm proud to have been one of them and proud to have led them today. I'd also like to thank France, a very, very gallant and great side. And coaching of the side have been tremendous and inspiration. And finally, I'd like to thank you, New Zealand. Without you, it would have been much, much, much harder. thank you all for everything you've done for us, the way you've carried us when it got tough. Thank you, thank you.
You betcha.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the Rugby World Cup, the All Blacks, will now receive their commemorative medals and tankards, and of course the William Webb Ellis Trophy.
So now the All Black players who've taken part in this match and the reserves going forward to receive a commemorative medal. Murray Pearce sneaking a quick look at his. Behind him, Wayne Shelford. So here they come. David Kirk, Murray Pearce. It's a great moment, isn't it? These guys, look at the smiles. It's been all, and Alan Wetton gives his a kiss. He didn't get a try today. John Kerwin did. Great effort. John Drake, Grant Fox, 17 points today. Look at Sean Fitzpatrick. Steve McDowell, Green, Michael Jones, who got the opening try today. Joe Stanley, Warwick Taylor, John Gallagher right at the back. The last of the playing, on the playing field, the last to get his medal of the playing players, Bernie McCarhill. Bruce Deans, who never played for a moment on the field, but played a big role in the background. Richard Lowe, Zinzan Brook, a real local favourite. Fran O'Potica also didn't have a game. Andy Dalton, who also didn't have a game. What a nice moment. The medals for the World Cup have been presented to the New Zealand team. So non-playing members in the background. Albert Anderson coming through. Terry Wright's there. Kieran Crowley will be another. Mark Brooke Cowden. They're getting a commemorative tankard from KDD, the major sponsors of Rugby World Cup. And Andy Earl, the last one through. They all played a part in this. Kieran Crowley from Taranaki, shaking hands with Monsieur Albert for us. There's the All Black coach. What a big moment. Earl Curtin, you played with him. You know how the man will be feeling.
Oh, I'd be absolutely delighted. He's a great New Zealander, and he's a great man in the way that he maintains his own personality. Has never been pressurized to actually change it either. A lot of character.
So now we'll see the French team. Remember, this is all part of the live telecast, which this afternoon went out to 100 million people. And they'll still be watching, but they'll be very sad in France. Quite the opposite to the scenes inside the New Zealand dressing room. There's Murray Pearce and Albert Anderson. They would have been competitors for a test place at Lock, congratulating each other. And here are the vanquished side today, the French 15. Sad faces, but they'll be back. Great team, great applause for the French team. Daniel Dubois. Eric Champ, what a great battle that was between him and Michael Jones. Didier Camberebero, Pascal Onda, Pierre Babizier, interesting to see the shoulder pads on the man there. It's too late now to make a real comment. Because they played a very proud hand in the match today, the French team.
And played some great football in the lead-up too.
They certainly did. There's Ivani Rodriguez a wink for the camera. Sad faces, but their heads are still up. Blanco, Lagisquet, Condon. Some of the non-players now, the former French captain Philippe Dantrons, there's Marc Andrieux. There's Rodolphe Maudin, the halfback. Francis Ager, who's retired from international rugby after this game. There is Tolo, the loose forward, the prop forward. Guy Laporte, Amaury, the lock forward. Jean-Baptiste Lafond, Jean-Luc Joinel, one of the great men of that 1979 French team, which remains the only French team to win in New Zealand on the Bastille Day in 1979. And Alain Caminati is the last of the French players to receive their commemorative tankards and medals.
Thank you very much for feedback for today. We are happy to play final for Francis, and we are more happy if we win, but thank you very much.
The French captain.
Now the traditional New Zealand farewell, now is the hour. So there is the final scenes from on the field at Eden Park. Now the action is underneath. Here's Philip Leishman.
David Kirk, first of all, congratulations. New Zealand has contributed a lot to World Rugby over the years. You must be very proud that you're the first world champions.
Very proud and humble. I mean, we're nothing more than a continuation of a very long line and tradition of great rugby players from this country, and we're very proud and humble to have won the World Cup for New Zealand for the first time.
I know it's a convincing win for you, but perhaps it wasn't as easy as the score may indicate.
No, it was very difficult, very physical, very hard, and it took really until the last 15 minutes when we scored our second and third tries. I felt that we had the game won. Any time before that it could have gone to the French had they scored.
A particularly brave performance by yourself, and it must have been personally satisfying to have scored a try and also set up another one.
It's always satisfying to score tries, but the team is the thing, and the fact that we won, the team won, the 26 of us won, it's marvellous.
Well, congratulations, David. It's been a tremendous performance by your team, and we are right with you. And it's nice to see the gentleman alongside you here. He's a little disappointed, I know. Well, little disappointed probably isn't the word. Daniel, all the same, your team tried very hard today.
Yeah, we are very sad to lose the game today, but we are also very enjoyed to arrive in final, play against Black, but today Black are too strong for us.
Why were they too strong for you?
Very many pressure all time during the game. And for us, it's very difficult to make our game.
You now obviously have lost out on the World Cup final, but for you it must have been just good to be there today with your French team, with so many supporters behind you, giving you the support that you needed.
Yeah, we are very happy to have many supporters today, but also we are enjoyed to beat Australia last week and to play against Blacks today. So we must work very much to beat Black next time.
Indeed. Well, thank you for bringing your French team to New Zealand and playing here today. I'm sorry the result didn't suit you.
Thank you.
Daniel Dubrocka, thank you very much.
So there it is. Now David Kirk meets the media of the world. The newspapers with photographers in, hundreds of them at the park today, to take the photograph that will appear on the front pages and the sports pages of the newspapers of the world, signalling that the first ever Rugby World Cup is over. And then the grand final, played in front of nearly 50,000 people at Eden Park in Auckland. That was the final scoreline, 29-9. New Zealand led 9-0 at half-time, but in some telling times in the second half, they scored 14 points in 9 minutes at one point and blew the French off the park. 29-9, tries by Jones, Kerwin and David Kirk, the captain. Grant Fox kicked 4 penalty goals, 1 drop goal, 1 conversion for 17 points. New Zealand 29, France a try to Berbizier, a conversion and a penalty to Didier Camberabero. New Zealand 29, France 9, New Zealand are world champions.
Because a van has got to do more than just look good, we built the Ford Econovan for maximum load space efficiency. Then we built in more space, more comfort for the driver and passengers. And we took its ride and handling and fine-tuned it to an all-new level to make it one of the sweetest driving experiences you've ever felt. The Ford Econovan. Test drive one soon, because class for class, there is nothing like a Ford-like commercial.
We're the men from Mini-Skip. We're the men from Mini-Skip. Transportable steel rubbish tip. Transportable steel rubbish tip. We're fast and clean and dirt cheap too. Fast and clean and dirt cheap too. Call the number near to you. Call the number near to you.
In Auckland, call 510-011. In Wellington, 326-050. And in Christchurch, 66636. Call now. We're ready to take your orders. For your next general clean-up.
Ah, Peabody, that report I wanted copied urgently. Where is it?
Right, hiccup, CM. Seems that the bargain price Kamakuza copier you bought doesn't so much copy as Kamakuza.
Oh, Peabody. It obviously needs a slight adjustment.
We need a Xerox.
Xerox 10 series copier range. Can you afford not to have Xerox?
Peabody, put me in touch with Xerox.
Just needed a slight adjustment, CM.
Oh, g'day. I've just had my first crack at doing it myself. Gary won't know what's hit him, eh? Actually, those fantastic jokers at Mitre 10 gave me heaps of help. All the right tools and, oh, this instructive little video that tells you all about how to do it. Anyway, I nearly embraced Brian. He's the owner, eh? He's an absolute paragon of a man. At no time did he pour scorn on my creative impulses, you know, as Gary is sometimes inclined to do. Anyway, thanks to Mitre 10, I have transformed this room into a visual symphony. Good on them, eh?
At Mitre 10, nothing's too much trouble, because the people who run our hardware stores own them, with a personal stake in seeing your every job well done. And now, as we change and grow, our enthusiasm is even greater.
Rouse,
Good on ya, good on ya, good on ya, Mitre 10. Good on ya, Mitre 10, you've done it again.
Now cut that out, Madonna.
Imagine I'm a Firestone Eurosteel. I'm the only New Zealand-made tyre to be X-rayed as a final safety check. I'm also the only New Zealand-made S-rated tyre to wear an extra ply for extra safety. Is it little wonder that we Firestone Eurosteels are fitted to more new cars made in New Zealand than any other tyre? Only Firestone goes the extra distance.
If you want a truck with more than a view, you're about to see your dreams come true. The new Isuzus will take you far with all the comforts of a car. We've cut out noise, but given you sound. Given you seats that go up and down with great support so you'll never stall, no matter how long or short the haul. Small or tall, the shift's a breeze that keep you cool but never freeze. Isuzu, a truckie's dream come true.
If you've got a heap of rubbish and you're wondering what to do, why bother with all those trips to the tip? Let Red Bin take it away from you. You better get a Red Bin. Waste management. We'll do the job right for you. You better